Thank you very much, and good afternoon to everyone. This is House Republican Leader Jim Durkin of the 82nd District, Western Springs, Illinois. I'm in Rantoul, Illinois today with my House Republican Leader Jim Durkin of the 82nd District, and we're going to spend today talking to people from Rantoul, Illinois today with my House Republican Leader Jim Durkin of the 82nd District, and we're going to spend today get a feel for the Rantoul, Illinois. But today is also very sobering moment today. Get a feel for today's plea of not guilty by former Speaker Mike Madigan in the federal court in Chicago to the superseding indictment with ComEd and the now AT&T scandal should be a stark reminder of what the Democrat Party of Illinois has done to Illinois, what it's done to our state. If you played by the Madigan rules, big corporations or the little guy, you had to pay to play. If not, you lost in that arena. Now, I can't imagine what defense Madigan and his cronies can cook up when two of the largest publicly held employers in Illinois have admitted in open court to bribing him for legislative favors. What's really fascinating is that the entire House Democrat caucus during that time, during 2 years ago, chose to bury their heads in the sand and worse, blocked any attempt to seek the truth in the Illinois House. In 2020, I called for and filed for the seating of a special investigation committee to investigate Madigan following Commonwealth Edison's admission of bribing him over an 8-year period for legislative favors. I did this under Mike Madigan's House rules. The committee was formed, only one witness testified. Chairman Welch, now Speaker, denied our request to compel Madigan and Mike McLean to appear before the court. The U.S. Attorney, John Lausch, gave us the green light to bring both those individuals before the SIC, the Special Investigation Committee. The committee was shut down quickly. Chairman Welch, now the Speaker, said the following: the House Republicans are putting on a show trial, a power grab by the minority party. This is a sham. I'd like to know if he still stands by these statements today. Speaker Welch. Now, Speaker Welch has been conspicuously silent about these charges against his political mentor. Welch was handpicked by Madigan. How convenient was that based on his blocking for Madigan at the Special Investigation Committee? It all comes down to legislative ethics. Can we actually police ourselves? My answer is no. And that's being played out in the federal court today, and it will be in the future. Let's go back a little bit. After Mike Madigan's assistant leader, Louis Arroyo, was indicted for attempting to bribe a sitting state senator for a change in the gaming law, Mr. Arroyo was a registered lobbyist, also serving as a member of the House of Representatives, trying to bribe a sitting state senator, a Democrat, who was wearing a wire for the feds. This is the kind of stuff you can't make up, not even in Hollywood. You think that the legislature would say, enough's enough. We got to stop this practice. Now, we also know within the last year that another Democrat, a state senator, is being looked at by the U.S. Attorney's Office and also the FBI for his representation and lobbying efforts on behalf of the sole manufacturer of body cameras that'll be mandated on every local government from cities to counties throughout the state of Illinois from the Safety Act, the very same bill that he negotiated and pushed through at the last minute. You know, it comes to, when is enough enough? Haven't we seen enough over the past few years? It's one Democrat House member after another that has been indicted, that is either done as they've either pled guilty, serving their time, or waiting to go to trial for some type of scandal for what they committed and what they did as sitting members of the House of Representatives. I will just say that it's time to go back and revisit that terrible ethics reform bill that was a sham, that was introduced and was passed last year. And let's get to the simple issue. Let's get legislators out of the business of lobbying. I'd like to turn it over to Mike Marron right now.
Good afternoon. I'm State Representative Mike Marron. I currently represent the 104th District, which includes parts of Vermilion and Champaign counties. I'm very happy to have Leader Durkin with me here in Rantoul in my district office. And I am very proud of the leadership role that Leader Durkin has taken over the last number of years, decades, in calling out the corruption of former Speaker Mike Madigan. As federal investigations swirled around the former longtime speaker, we learned disturbing details about decades of corrupt behavior. Even when the considerable smoke was pointing to a corrupt fire that would eventually sweep Speaker Madigan out of his job, House Democrats stood strong for him. Leader Durkin signed the letter that created the House's Special Investigating Committee, which was supposed to take a deep dive into Madigan's corruption. Instead of doing its work, the committee, which was chaired by now Speaker Welch, was disbanded amid heavy criticism that Republicans were pulling a political stunt. I wonder what Speaker Welch would say when confronted with his comments from December of 2020. At the time, he called that committee a circus, a stunt, a sham. Now Mike Madigan has been indicted by the federal government, not only for corruption involving ComEd, but recent news reports have revealed he corruptly influenced other companies like AT&T to hire political cronies for no-show jobs, paying tens of thousands of dollars. The people of Illinois suffered for years under the corrupt, hyper-partisan Democrat Speaker, Mike Madigan. We've seen now that our efforts to investigate his corruption were 100% warranted. The federal government is in the process of presenting their case that former Speaker Madigan and Mike McLean shook down ComEd for the benefits of a bunch of political cronies, getting them no-show jobs in exchange for passage of favorable legislation. And now we've learned that similar corrupt demands from Madigan were expected of AT&T. I, for one, am happy that this corruption is being exposed. The people of Illinois deserve so much better than the leadership they've gotten from former Speaker Madigan and now Speaker Welch, who is one of former Speaker Madigan's chief enablers. How many more companies are out there that we've yet to learn about? How systemic was this? How many more lobbyists or regular people got shaken down? I'm proud to be sponsoring some of the toughest ethics reforms in the country, which includes banning legislators from serving as lobbyists and empowering the Legislative Inspector General to have subpoena power to ensure real investigations can root out corruption now and in the future. The tax-paying citizens that we represent deserve a clean government that they can trust.